everyone, in this video we are going to dig deeper into all of the settings available within Gmail. We're going to stick with just the general settings, but there are further settings in there that if you want to learn even more, you can learn directly from Google, and I'll show you how to do that towards the end of the video. To get started, we are going to click on Settings and then select See All Settings. We're going to take a look at all of the different settings in this general list. Some of these I've already gone into deeper detail within other videos, so if you need to learn more about these, I will point that out along the way. To get us started, we have the language and phone numbers. These are pretty self-explanatory at the top. I just want you to know that you do have the option to change either of those if you so need to. When you're changing settings, you'll want to make sure that you scroll all the way to the bottom and select Save Changes in order for those changes to be applied. I want to make sure to put this back to English US for myself. For maximum page size, this is how many conversations show up per page. You can think of conversations like emails or email threads, and if you like to have a longer list to scroll through, you can select up to 100 conversations per page, or you can keep it pretty simple. Just keep in mind, the more conversations you have on a page, the less pages that you will have to potentially scroll through. We did talk about undo send in another video if you want to learn about sending or undoing the send of an email. Your default reply behavior is, in default, not set to anything, but this can help you with not accidentally replying all when you don't want to send a response to everyone and just doing reply. This one is completely up to you on how you would like to set that up. For hover actions, this allows you to hover over a specific email and quickly see some of the options like archive, delete, mark as read, and snooze controls on hover. I like these because that's a quick reference pop-up that I can use on the fly, and I don't have to open the email in order to do further things like this. Sending and archiving, you can learn more here. This is giving you the option that when you go to reply to someone, you have the option to send and archive the email at the same time. Now, archive is just a way to clean up your inbox. It doesn't fully delete that message, and it's still accessible from the search bar at the top, but it keeps all of those things from showing up in your email. If someone were to reply to that archived message, it would still pop back up in your inbox. Default text style is pretty explanatory. It allows you to set how you would like your email to look for easier readability. Underneath images, you have the ability to always display external images or ask before displaying external images. Do keep in mind, if you decide to ask before displaying external images, that dynamic email that may come through that allows you to click and interact within that graphic is going to be disabled. You can learn more about those types of images from the Learn More button. The same thing with dynamic email. Dynamic content in an email is, for example, if you were to get a SMORE newsletter from the district, you're able to click within that graphic in the SMORE email and interact directly within your email. Unchecking this will disable that ability for you to receive that type of email. As far as grammar, spelling, and autocorrect go, we did discuss these in another video, and you may want to take a look at that if you have any interest in understanding how all of that works. The next batch of settings are all related to the smart features available within Gmail. Now, smart features are where, as you are writing and composing, Gmail is learning from you to make quick suggestions for you to help you compose emails, decide when to respond, and so on and so forth. If you don't want any of that happening, you can go ahead and turn those off. Just keep in mind you're not going to get any of those suggestions. You can read the description underneath each of these to learn what exactly each of these various settings does and how it might apply to providing you suggestions within your email. Scrolling down to desktop notifications, this allows you to receive actual desktop notifications on your desktop when new emails arrive. Many of us may be used to this with our Outlook and having that dinging sound or notification sound, or perhaps a little box pop up with that message letting you know that that email is coming through if your email is not always the thing pulled up on your screen. Do keep in mind that you have to have your email open in order to get those email notifications. If you don't have it open or logged in, you're not going to see any of that on your desktop. Stars is a really cool feature that allows you to add some different codes or notification buttons to your email. This is where you would see the different starred emails that are underneath here. Most commonly, I see people use the red exclamation point or the green check mark. These are things noted for yourself within email. When you start emails in a certain way, they will then appear underneath that starred section. My keyboard shortcuts, for those of you who like to get very techy with using shortcuts, you can turn those on and you can learn a lot more about how to go about using those shortcuts right here. Your button labels. Icons are very beneficial because I don't have to remember what different things mean. If I'm used to those images, they're quick to look at. But if I'm struggling with what those different icons mean, I want to may see those button labels as text instead. As I scroll down further, I do like to have on my create contacts for autocomplete. That means when I send a message to a new person, it automatically adds them to my contacts so that I can autocomplete them the next time it remembers them, so I don't have to manually add them to my contacts. I discussed contacts in another video, so I strongly suggest taking a look at that to learn more about contacts. Signatures were also discussed in another video, and you may want to take a look at that so that you understand how to use signatures. My last two that I'm going to share is the personal level indicators as well as the snippets. These have descriptions on what each of these means, and it just allows you to look at your mail in a different way. I really don't need those indicators, but I do like to see snippets of my email so that I know if I really need to go into that email right away, or it's something that I can come back to later in the day. Your vacation responder was discussed in another video, and I suggest taking a look at that if you have any further questions about your vacation responder. Now, within the different sections within your settings, there are lots more settings that you can go about changing within your inbox, and some things can get pretty detailed. What I strongly suggest doing is going directly to Google if you cannot find information to help you get started from our dashboard of training by clicking the Learn More. When you click Learn More, it will automatically pop up with another screen directly from Google that will help you learn how and why you might want to use that feature.